It's the breakup no one saw coming. Hollywood's quietest couple, Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin, have officially gone their separate ways. After years of keeping their relationship private, the shocking news has finally been confirmed, leaving fans heartbroken and the entertainment world buzzing. But what really happened behind the closed doors of this famously low-key romance? Stay tuned until the end, because what we've uncovered about their final days together will change how you see their love story forever. Before we dive deep into this emotional unraveling, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments, because this breakup is one everyone's talking about. For years, Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin were considered one of Hollywood's most grounded couples. They avoided drama, skipped red carpets, and rarely spoke about each other publicly. It was that quiet devotion that made fans believe they were in it for the long haul. The 50 Shades actress and the Coldplay frontman began dating in 2017, shortly after Chris's high-profile divorce from Gwyneth Paltrow. What started as a discreet romance soon turned into something deeper. Dakota was often spotted at Coldplay concerts, and insiders described them as inseparable. But now, after nearly 8 years together, their once solid foundation seems to have crumbled. Sources close to the couple reveal that it wasn't one big fight or scandal that tore them apart, but a slow, painful drift that neither of them could stop. They just wanted different things, an insider shared. Dakota was ready for the next chapter, but Chris seemed hesitant. It became harder to ignore the distance between them. Behind the glamorous smiles and private getaways, tension had reportedly been building for months. While Chris focused on his music and spent time with his kids, Dakota was diving deeper into her acting career and production projects. Their busy schedules, combined with different lifestyles, made it difficult to maintain the closeness they once had. Fans started noticing subtle signs long before the official confirmation. Chris was seen attending events solo, and Dakota, usually discreet, appeared increasingly distant during interviews. When asked about marriage earlier this year, she smiled softly and said, "Life has its own timing." That answer, now, feels more like a quiet farewell than a tease. Then came the moment that sealed their fate. Multiple sources confirmed that Dakota and Chris had a heart-to-heart conversation at Chris's Malibu home earlier this month. It was emotional, raw, and final. According to one insider, the couple decided to part ways on good terms, emphasizing that there was no bad blood, only acceptance that their paths were moving in different directions. What's most heartbreaking is how peaceful their separation seems. There were no explosive arguments, no public feuds, just two people quietly saying goodbye after sharing years of love and memories. Friends close to the pair have described the breakup as mature and respectful, but that doesn't make it any less painful. For fans, this marks the end of a Hollywood love story that felt refreshingly real. Unlike the glitzy relationships that dominate headlines, Dakota and Chris's connection was rooted in privacy and authenticity. They were rarely seen flaunting their relationship, preferring quiet dinners, beach walks, and family time away from the spotlight. It's that understated love that makes their split so shocking, but perhaps the real story lies in what comes next. Those close to Dakota say she's throwing herself into work, channeling her emotions into her upcoming projects. She's set to star in several high-profile films, and insiders say she's focusing on herself and her growth. As for Chris, he's reportedly spending more time with his children, Apple and Moses, and working on new music that insiders describe as deeply emotional and reflective. Could we hear a breakup-inspired Coldplay song soon? Fans think it's only a matter of time. Midway through their relationship, there were whispers that Chris and Dakota had secretly gotten engaged. The rumors began when Dakota was seen wearing a sparkling ring on her left hand in early 2023. But both stars remained silent, never confirming or denying it. Now, sources close to the couple suggest that the engagement may have been real and later called off quietly, without public attention. That silence, once their greatest strength, may have also been their downfall. By keeping everything behind closed doors, they left little room to address the pressures that come with fame, distance, and personal growth. In the end, love alone wasn't enough to bridge the emotional gap that had slowly formed between them. Still, not all hope is lost for these two. Some friends remain optimistic, saying that the door isn't completely closed. They have so much respect and love for each other, one insider revealed. If the timing ever feels right again, who knows what could happen? But for now, both are moving forward separately, with hearts full of gratitude rather than regret. Fans have flooded social media with messages of support, sharing clips of Dakota and Chris from happier times, from the way she smiled at him during a concert to how he would dedicate songs subtly inspired by her. One emotional post read, "They made us believe in quiet love, the kind that doesn't need the spotlight." That sentiment perfectly captures what made them special. As the dust settles, the world is left reflecting on what this breakup says about modern love in Hollywood. Fame, distance, and time have claimed many celebrity relationships, but Dakota and Chris always felt different. Genuine, private, and almost untouchable. Their split reminds us that even the strongest connections can fade, not through chaos, but through quiet change. As the story continues to unfold, one thing remains clear. Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin shared something rare, something real, even if it wasn't forever. Their love story may have ended, but its legacy of grace, respect, and authenticity will linger long after the headlines fade. For those who followed their journey from the start, this breakup feels personal. It's a reminder that even the most beautiful relationships can reach their final chapter. And sometimes, letting go is the most loving thing you can do. So, what do you think really caused Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin's split? Was it fame, timing, or simply the natural evolution of two people growing in different directions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive Hollywood updates, love stories, and celebrity news. Because in a world full of noise and chaos, theirs was a love that whispered, until it finally went silent. In the aftermath of the breakup announcement, both Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin have been spotted separately, each seemingly trying to find balance in their new chapter of life. Fans, journalists, and insiders alike have been watching closely, not out of curiosity alone, but because this split feels like the end of a rare, quiet love story in a city that thrives on spectacle. Chris, known for pouring his emotions into music, has reportedly been spending long nights in the studio, working on new material that those close to him describe as raw and heartbreakingly beautiful. One insider hinted that several of the tracks on Coldplay's upcoming album were written during the final months of his relationship with Dakota, capturing the slow unraveling of a love that once felt eternal. Dakota, meanwhile, has taken a different path. Sources reveal that she's focusing on self-discovery, immersing herself in independent projects, and exploring creative freedom outside the shadow of her partner's fame. Those who've worked with her recently describe her as quiet but determined, someone channeling her pain into power. She's been spotted in New York City, attending script readings and meetings for her upcoming film, a powerful story about love, loss, and starting over. Fans can't help but draw parallels between her character's journey and her own. But even as both move forward, the echoes of their relationship remain everywhere. Their shared Malibu home, once a sanctuary of love and laughter, now stands as a symbol of what once was. Neighbors say the house feels emptier now, with Chris reportedly spending most of his time at another property closer to his children. The home had been their safe space, a place where they cooked together, hosted quiet gatherings with friends, and found refuge from the pressures of fame. Now that space is filled with memories, reminders of the life they built and the love they lost. What's especially intriguing is the way their split has reignited conversations about how different they were, yet how deeply they connected. Chris, the eternally optimistic musician, always found light even in heartbreak, while Dakota, with her grounded and introspective nature, preferred silence and depth. Together, they balanced each other out, until life began pulling them in opposite directions. According to those close to them, their differences, once charming and complementary, became points of quiet conflict. Chris's spontaneous, free-spirited lifestyle often clashed with Dakota's need for stability and structure. It wasn't explosive. It was simply the gradual fading of two rhythms that no longer synced, and yet, despite the sadness surrounding their breakup, the respect between them remains undeniable. Friends of the couple emphasize that there's no bitterness, no public drama, and no betrayal, just a deep, mutual understanding that sometimes love runs its course. Chris, in particular, has reportedly told friends that he'll always love and support Dakota, and that she brought so much light into his life. Dakota, on the other hand, is said to have expressed gratitude for the years they shared, even telling a close friend that Chris helped her grow into the person she is today. The public, too, seems to be taking their breakup differently than most celebrity splits. Rather than taking sides or speculating wildly, fans have shown empathy, flooding social media with tributes, throwback videos, and emotional quotes from Coldplay's love songs. Many pointed out how songs like My Universe and Let Somebody Go now hit differently, possibly holding hidden meanings that reflected their relationship's final phase. One comment that went viral read, "They taught us that real love doesn't need a stage. It's quiet, it's patient, and sometimes it has to end." Interestingly, some industry insiders have hinted that this breakup could, in time, strengthen both of their careers. For Chris, Heartbreak has always been his muse. Some of Coldplay's greatest hits were born from pain. And for Dakota, independence might just open doors to creative projects she's long wanted to pursue without compromise. She's been in talks with several major streaming platforms for a new production role, marking a turning point in her career. She's no longer just an actress, one Hollywood insider shared. She's becoming a visionary. Still, not everyone believes this is truly the end. Some close to the couple think there's still a flicker of hope. "They didn't end in anger," said one source. "They still talk, they still care. Maybe after some time apart, they'll find their way back to each other." That possibility keeps fans guessing, clinging to the idea that maybe, just maybe, love like theirs doesn't fade entirely. It just pauses as the weeks go by. Dakota has been seen smiling more, surrounded by close friends, focusing on wellness and positivity. Chris, too, appears lighter in spirit, throwing himself into his music and fatherhood. Perhaps, in their own ways, they're both healing, not trying to erase what happened, but learning to live with in a world that's obsessed with drama. Their quiet breakup stands out for its grace. There are no bitter interviews, no cryptic posts, no emotional meltdowns, just two people who loved deeply, grew together, and knew when it was time to let go. It's not the Hollywood ending fans hoped for, but it might be the most human one possible, and maybe that's the real beauty of their story, that love doesn't always end with fireworks or chaos. Sometimes, it ends with understanding, gratitude, and a gentle goodbye, as fans replay their favorite moments, the stolen glances, the laughter, the songs written in secret. One thing is certain: Dakota Johnson and Chris Martin may have ended their romance, but their story will remain etched in Hollywood history as one of its most heartfelt, genuine love affairs. Because even when love fades, the music and the memories always remain.